Welcome to the BDS Biology of Meaning mini-series, a space where we explore uncomfortable, necessary, and profoundly human questions. Because in health, not everything begins in the body, but everything ultimately passes through it. The body doesn't speak with words. It speaks with symptoms. And these symptoms are often linked to something essential: territory. But what is territory? It's not just a physical place. It's your living space, your family, your work, your relationships, and your place in the world. It's where you are, where you belong, or where you cease to belong. From the perspective of the biology of meaning, developed by Hamer, the body can react when this territory is threatened by conflicts of invasion, loss of place, power struggles, devaluation, humiliation, and a feeling of not having space. Not as punishment, not as a mistake, but as a biological response laden with meaning. But this is where critical thinking is key, because not every symptom is territory. Not does every experience have a single interpretation. The Faro integral method broadens our perspective. From Carl Jung's depth psychology, territory is also symbolic: the place you occupy in your history, the roles you assume, and the shadows you don't acknowledge. From Ken Wilber's integral model, territory is expressed in multiple dimensions: individual interior, how you experience what happens to you; individual exterior, what occurs in your body; collective interior, beliefs, culture, mandates; collective exterior, social structures, work, systems. The body then doesn't respond to just one event. It responds to how that event is experienced on all these levels: critical and clinical awareness. Talking about territory is not simplifying. It's about responsible complexity. Not every symptom has a direct emotional cause. It's not about blaming the patient. It doesn't replace medical diagnosis or treatment. It's about listening to what medicine often doesn't ask: body language. When territory is experienced as a threat, the body can express tension, pain, inflammation, and functional alterations. Not to harm you, but to adapt to what couldn't be resolved in any other way. Body, territory, and biological expression. When territory is experienced as a threat, loss, or invasion, not only does an emotion appear, but a specific organic response. From Hamer's biology of meaning, different types of experiences can be associated with different organs and functions. But note, this is not a rigid rule, nor an automatic diagnosis. It's a hypothesis for interpretation that should be used with clinical and ethical judgment. Every human being is unique, and so is their way of becoming ill. Types of territorial experiences: invasion, conflict. They're entering my space. Emotion, irritation, defensiveness, suppressed anger. Territorial loss, conflict. I've lost my place. Emotion, deep sadness, disorientation. Territorial struggle, conflict. I have to defend my place. Emotion, stress, hypervigilance, constant tension. Territorial devaluation, conflict. I'm worthless in this space. Emotion, insecurity, self-criticism, frustration. Organs are frequently involved. Depending on the experience, the following may be involved: heart and vascular system with pressure, overload, tension; lungs with a feeling of lack of space, oppression; stomach with difficulty digesting situations; liver with irritation, anger, overload; kidneys with fear, insecurity, loss of support; skin with contact, boundaries, invasion. Possible symptoms: the body may express hypertension, chest pain, shortness of breath, gastritis, nausea, muscle tension, fatigue, inflammation as an attempt at adaptation. Faro critical integration. This is where the Faro integral method introduces awareness. Do not reduce the symptom to an emotion. Do not force interpretations. Do not blame the patient. Instead, ask, what are you experiencing? What place do you feel you occupy? What is not being resolved? From Carl Jung, this also touches on the shadow, the unspoken, the unrecognized. And from Ken Wilber, we understand that there is no single cause, there are multiple interacting levels. An organ doesn't get sick on its own. It responds to history. What's interesting is that this relationship between emotion, body, and territory isn't new. Traditional Chinese medicine, with thousands of years of development, had already systematized this connection precisely. In this model, each organ is not just a physical structure. It's also a functional, emotional, and energetic center. For example, the liver is linked to anger, frustration, and boundary conflicts, the lung to sadness and loss, the kidney to fear and insecurity, the heart to emotional turmoil and internal overload, and the spleen and stomach to worry and difficulty processing experiences. What is presented in BDS as conflict is expressed in TCM as an imbalance of qi. And what Pharaoh does is integrate both perspectives with critical thinking and clinical practice. Pharaoh integration. The work is not just about interpreting. It's about integrating, recognizing lived experience, naming the unspoken, revising perceptions, and building real solutions. Because the symptoms are not the enemy. It's a message, but a message that needs context, ethics, and knowledge to be understood. At Pharaoh, different clinical traditions are integrated, using different languages to increase the understanding and complexity of the health disease process, aiming at the deep intuition that the body expresses what life fails to integrate. Pharaoh learning. The body doesn't just react to the world. It responds to the place it feels it occupies in it, to how the world treats you. Pharaoh quote, "When you lose your place, the body tries to mark it. Your body speaks of the place you feel you occupy." Subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Comment if you wish. Share this video to create collective awareness. Study with ESSI, Integral Pharaoh Method. Learn science with awareness because in health, knowledge is not neutral, it is vital.